be aware until one merciful godbrother of mine brought the lesson across to me, because I couldn't go so much on the street because of physical reasons also, and I was desperate because I thought, okay, when I stop running and distributing, then the tamagun comes. Oh, not this. No. And I remember his smile, Bhakti Bhushan Maharaj. He used to sit there and smile at me, going, one is to be Krishna conscious 24 hours a day. And then, and I was going, yeah, nice talk, but because Sankirtan devotees sometimes they have the tendency, they live a lifestyle of on and off, it's like a switch, You run, pam, 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 ecstasy, bliss, you stop distributing, boom, And you get up, and again, la 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 la, That's okay, it works. But what about if it's more of this, and less of that? How do you stay Krishna conscious even in a horizontal position? That's a challenge. Because just a discrete information, that's how we are going to die. We are not going to die, vertical. We are going to die horizontal. And there we have to be also Krishna conscious. How do you do that? With a body which is just designed, just moving between tamagun and rajagun all the time like this. So that's a challenge. And that requires training. And Krishna is training us to that point so we can actually just collapse horizontally and die in full Krishna consciousness. I mean, the awareness of Srila Prabhupada, even in the last stage of his life, was so shocking to devotees. He could perceive somebody standing behind. I saw it myself in France. Prabhupada was in such a fragile state, could barely speak. But he could see who was coming from behind. It's just like, people would consider, this is supernatural, it's magic. No, it's just a high level of consciousness, that's all. He knew. And he knew what you think, he knew what you feel, and above all, that was the most challenging part of associating with Prabhupada, he knew what you want. And that was really demanding, because we don't even know what we want. And Prabhupada just look at you and say, don't do that. And you knew what he means. He brought even your desires above. They Sufis, one after another. People got so embarrassed, my God, Prabhupada, I'm a demon. And Prabhupada then smiled kindly and said, it can be changed. And you got that confidence from Prabhupada, that even with all the demoniac propensities in our hearts, it can be changed. Otherwise, but it can be also reversed. Therefore, this labeling around people, going around the labeling, it's a very superficial thing. We have to see the state of consciousness that defines us to be devotees and that defines us to be demons. And Prabhupada didn't make any secret that it can be reversed. A devotee can become a demon. You see, he writes in his letters, you can read that some of our members became demons again. That means, again, obstinacy against authority. And the demoniac thing has names to it. Feminism, all this kind of stuff. It's extremely demoniac. No! Power! My power. I will show you. I will not surrender. So then, what do you want to choose? There's a chauvinism and feminism. What do you want to choose? There's a male macho. No, I will not surrender. There's a female macho. No, I will not surrender. Just because it's packaged in female doesn't make it softer. This is all obstinacy, revolution against God. Why are we doing these kind of things? Why don't you just surrender? Why don't you just... Okay, that's how Krishna wants to have it. And even we feel like we are playing some role sometimes, it's not for you. It's a social life. This world is like that. We have to assume our roles, yes, because as long as we have this body, it's going to be not exactly for real. This body produces lots of identities, designations. It will be designated. I'm male, I'm female, I'm this, I'm that. It's okay, okay. Therefore, in Srimad Bhagavatam, you find Danavas, Daityas, they have all kinds of races of people, being mentioned. That's the designations you get when you go along the body. But the important part is, who is going to surrender to Krishna and who not? Not which race he comes from, how much brain he has, or what kind of physical abilities. Haidukya pratiyata. There is no material condition which defines Krishna consciousness. Everybody has a chance, provided he surrenders. So this is the lessons we get from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Krishna is not partial. As you surrender unto me, I reveal myself to you. If a demon surrenders, it's like Prahlad Maharaj, who is here in 7th canto, the most celebrated pure devotee. He was the leader of the demons. So externally you can say, well, he's also a demon. He's the chief of the demons. Wow, that's a real big demon. No, he was a devotee. And there are many more examples where Krishna is actually placing a devotee in leadership of the demons. And the demons will have their peculiar habituation. We also have our peculiar habituation. We try to be devotees, okay? So we paint the tilak and we go, Hare Krishna, but what's in our heart and all this coming up in a head, well, you wouldn't like to see that, yeah? There is a Rakshasa all over the place, little one coming on, just, between round number 8 and round number 9, suddenly he's there. Hey, if enough of this chanting, I would like to go and do something really horrible, You don't even know what horrible can be. You didn't try the full scale, There's something like that. So is Maya. The radio is broadcasting all the time. And the worst thing that we already had a taste. Once you have the taste, it's not possible to get rid of. It can be only covered. This bloody taste, to get the flesh, can be only covered. It will always remain. When you meet, like in India, it can still happen, you meet people who never had that taste. It's just shocking, You think, my God, can he be even sinful? Does he know what it is? Actually, most in India I had the experience, otherwise in the West you don't. As one of my godbrothers wrote me just recently, he said, I traveled all over the planet. There is not one place I know which is not touched by Kali. They are all in the same game. Very packaged in various ways. But it's all Maya, But when you meet people who are so raised in such a pure way, just, so morally spoken, you can just shock. You think, my God, does he know really what sin is or what? It's amazing. That's one of the realizations you have. If you go to India, you realize what a place we are coming from. Because here everybody is so harmoniously sinful. It all looks like so what? You smoke this and eat this and have sex with this and what? Come on, what? Just to make people aware of sinfulness is just a job, No. This is horrible. What do you mean horrible? He's doing it all. We're all doing it. My father did it, my mother did this, what? What do you mean horrible? Don't classify people. Don't be judgmental. Don't be judgmental. What do you mean judgmental? Read Bhagavatam. What can be more judgmental? Come on. That's why we dare to speak like this. And even more so, we can appreciate what a wonder Prabhupada did to take the lowest of the lowest and make a Hare Krishna movement out of this. And then we sometimes go, but there's a problems in Hare Krishna movement. Yeah, of course, what do you expect? What do you think it's made from? Hippies? That's heterosexual, that's homosexual, that's pedophile, that's anything what flies. It's called hippie. Anything. That's the generation I come from. Everybody, any damn thing he wanted. Freedom, freedom! Whereby I have to say, we were still quite modest hippies. I never was one, I never made it. But the people around me were quite modest hippies in comparison to what I see today. Today I feel like, whoa, this is really hell brought to perfection. You know, what can these people do? It's unbelievable. There was in hippie, there was some dreams about some peaceful, sinful life. Okay? Now it's just get it, eat him up. You know, just get it. No regret, no conscience. Get it. You know, I mentioned in Germany to people, I say, I come from Denmark. I get hit by an old woman straight in a shopping center. What are you doing tonight? You know, me, my age, you know, what are you doing tonight? Well, she wasn't so young and much younger either. You know, she said, my God, a grandmother hits on me far out, in the middle of the public. And they would just look at me like, and I said, well, don't think this cannot happen to you in Germany. In Germany, it was always like the law and order and family and work, house, garden, job, you know, and pension. Very important. That's Germany, summarized. You know, they work even on Sunday. They're afraid that the grass, when they sleep, the grass gets too high. So they always run to the garage, and the garage is like a battle station, you know, so all the gardening tools and all. You know, it's all perfectly polished. There's service on it, guarantee. The guarantee hangs on the wall, you know. It's all oiled from start. And the whole time you can hear the sound of these grass cutters, you know, just... There's hardly any grass left, you know. But they have to be just... They run around with a water wedge. That's a German gardening, you know. They water wedge everything. Is the salad, you know, straight? You know, even the salad has to stand straight in German. Hey! You know, it's a far away place, you know. I lived there for 20 years almost, I tell you, it's far out. And so even the trees are almost straight. They were, and there's a number, you know. I am the birch tree, you know. It's all asphalt, you know, and come in the middle of the forest, and there's perfect parking lot. You have to throw coins, so, you know, pay for parking in the middle of the forest. You know, it's like, wow. And there's for sure once a day police driving through the forest, you know, checking if you pay the parking. You know, it's oh wow, you know. But even there, the degradation goes faster. Prabhupada said sometimes we think, you know, the symptoms described in Bhagavan, the end of Kali Yuga are already appearing now. It's like their own marathon, they cannot wait. How fast they want to degrade. So it's quite, but for preaching, wonderful. People become so gone, they will not even be able to oppose Krishna consciousness. No objection. I forgot the objection. That will be the philosophical discussion. It's already like this. Here's some argument, please. Here's some question, forget the question. Argument, make something. Try to be demoniac, please. I don't like it. That's not the argument. It's the feeling. Why don't you like it? I don't know. I don't like it. I'll go to sleep now. That's the end of the discussion. That's boring, you know. It was always like that. We are all like a little bit self-service people, you know. We put the questions, we put the answers. It's like we like tickle yourself and you scratch again. It's like this little bit, you know. I don't remember anything else in Krishna consciousness. This. People don't even know what to ask. Where do you get the money from? What an intellectual question. You know, where do you get the money from? From Krishna. Okay. Who is Krishna? Ah, that sounds much better. You know, that's usually the line of preaching. How much money does he have? Can he give me also money? Yeah, he can. But you have to chant Hare Krishna. No, not possible, not possible. Why not? It's so simple. No, never. Never. It's dangerous. It affects the brain cells, and then suddenly comes the science and philosophy and how damaging Krishna consciousness can be. He didn't have this in Denmark. Just wait for these articles coming up. They took my son. You know, his brain is gone. As if there would be some brain to start with. you know. He was so happy before he joined this movement. He was stoned all the time. It was peaceful. I saw him lying in my flat. He didn't do anything. Now he's running around, agitated all the time, disturbed, doubting everything. Don't doubt anything. Just surrender. Watch TV, they will tell you what to think. You know, this is the propaganda all the time. So it's really hard to find opposition here. Of course, it will be there. Don't worry when our preaching would become in a certain dimension. Then those who actually really are managing this whole brainless society, they will wake up. Now they're just laughing. It's a bunch of Hare Krishna. But this is what it is. So the Hiranyakshas and the Hiranyakashipus, they are all around in the mini versions. And the more you preach, they will come out. For a preacher, it's exciting. Hey, finally some life here. We are trying to kill you. So what? I'm dying anyway. To die in a preaching field is fantastic. Now you think I should die as an old senile Vaishnava? Forget it. That was not the reason I joined this movement, you know. To die in high, you know, no, not this. But if somebody comes, you know, and challenge, devotees usually, and actually, I experienced a situation where the temple was rolled over by police in 1 hour. You know, everybody ended up in a police station, 150 devotees. You cannot imagine how refreshing such an experience is. We had, already those days, we had, you know, sort of some used to call bhakta wallpaper. You know, they're always standing in the back of the temple room and becoming one with the wallpaper, you know. You know, they were all singing as Hare Krishna, so they also went to jail. So, you know, we should see such a people in the police station. Totally alive. Hare Krishna, yeah, Hare Krishna. I remember such a sleepy devotee coming out of the interrogation room after his fingerprints were taken, you know, this black thing, you know. You know, and he came out and he was laughing like hell. You know, he was going, they think it's me! Ha ha ha! You know, I never saw him like this. They were completely, everybody, can you imagine, a big police house, and there's 150 devotees inside completely in bliss. You should see the German police. I was a real something, you know. Nobody knew. We thought, now Hare Krishna one is finished, but actually we have really, and everybody didn't even know why we are so fired up. You know, yeah. And the police they couldn't understand, they never had such a prisoners. You know, yeah. You look up 150 people, they are completely in bliss. You know, preaching to the policeman and, yeah, you know, everybody was, they brought the temple president in handcuffs and they were going, you know, Chakrani Prabhu Ki Jai, and everybody paid underwas. And suddenly you have 150 people on the floor, you know, they're going, put the guns on, get up, get up, get up! You know, they're like completely confused. They wrote in the report, the sect has a secret word. It's called Haribol. It's the code word. You know, oh boy. So I remember the day. So I think maybe we need a little bit something of this. That's probably the practical experience. Not this, you know, oh, how many chilies are in a sabji? And I took a rest. You know, not this. We need a little bit. Fired up means there's a fire, you know. We need a little bit of fire under our feet and our back part of our body. So we stop this kind of internal imploding, you know, meditation resulting in imploding, quarreling. This whole thing this is so mentally conceived. There's a hell of that. So we should always strive to move towards the preaching field, and that will keep us fresh and alive. And for this reason we have to be careful with our chanting and reading and keeping our lives intact, because we are carrying a certain responsibility. Once we have that here, you know, and once we have this on the head, well, then that's what people Hare Krishna. And, you know, and we should not give Krishna consciousness a bad name. We owe this to Srila Prabhupada. Listen, I don't want to go. Still time for some comments or questions? I'm not going to do some Sankirtan Halabalu because some people always get depressed, but I cannot go in Sankirtan. But this is a nice thing in December. This is a nice thing that ushers. Out of the blue you can come out. And you know, we have these books here. And in December, this movement is distributing only books. We don't talk even anymore. We distribute books. And then they go, oh, that's what you do. Okay. How should I do that? You know. And then you say, well, you just, either you buy yourself a little pack like this, and you can do whatever you want with that, or if you have a Sankirtan devotee sitting here, sponsor him. I always propagate my, adopt a Sankirtan Brahmachari program. This is my program, sorry. We adopt cows in Krishna consciousness, we adopt everything. Why cannot some people adopt some Brahmachari? But I went a little bit too far. It's two girls, they want to immediately adopt a Brahmachari. That's not exactly what I meant. They were even struggling, which one do I adopt him? They were ready to pay for it. Because I said it's a practical program. Anytime the president gives you a calculation how much the Brahmachari a month cost, well, finance your Brahmachari and he will distribute the books for you. That's your books. Great. That's called marathon. You know, yeah. But I didn't even thought about this. It could happen, yeah. It happened right away. Two girls, I adopt him. I can pay for him. I was going, yeah, we do it more. And unfortunately, the Brahmachari was prepared for that. So he said, yes, this is done in an anonymous way. You can give it to the temple president here. Bye-bye. Then they were not so enthusiastic to adopting. But anyway, so anybody can take part. Anybody can take part in some way. And I will distribute only 5 books a month. That's okay, let's do that. We are coming from a generation, the old-timers can still remember it, where Sankirtan was not a marathon, it was a culture. It's something simply you do. You come to this movement, you become part of some sort of book distribution. That's what this movement is about. That was the culture. Yeah, but I'm studying Kundalini Yoga. That's nice. But for what reason? Well, it raised your chakras, it's very nice. But that's okay, you can do whatever you want. But this is to do with this movement. Because this is what we do. That's what devotees do. They follow Krishna's instruction, which is the instruction of the spiritual master. How do you feel about it? Well, who cares? How do you think about it? Who cares? Do you want to do it? Who cares? I don't want to quote our previous GBC, but that quote was quite well received when he said that. Join us or help us or get out of the way. Maybe not inviting to everybody. Because believe me or not, Prabhupada didn't create a house where everybody can live in. No, he didn't. He created a house where everybody can live in, provided he follows the house rules. That's okay. But just house, a flop house, International Society for Flop Over Consciousness. I really love this letter, it is a proposal. We don't want mass, we want class. Oh, I was still proud, I was so overpowered by the volume. The mass came anyway. There is a certain level you have to struggle. We don't have the experience here, so we think this is very abstract. But there's a certain level it becomes a problem, too many people coming. There's a certain parts of this world and certain this. And I remember when I was in Moscow in a Sunday feast, this was so out of control, it was unbelievable. Completely unmanageable. People coming out of nowhere. Temple room of this size with 300 people inside, you know how that looks like? And then there was a big queue for prasadam all the way around the corner with these black ladies, you know, this babushka, you know, and they were all had their cans, you know, buckets for leftovers. And the temple president told me, I don't like babushkas, you know. But I mean, you get compassionate, these old ladies, you know, because they know it's food for free. It's a free kitchen out here. Later on, it just became a whole official program like this. Okay, then free kitchen is over here, okay? Come, babushkas. You know, with the tiffins, they have kind of tiffins, you know, and they come and it's a whole 100 of them. And then they sit in the courtyard, they go, so there's so many coming. We don't have that really. We have just some Indians who are just exchanging here the iPhones and who knows what, but you know, that's rather harmless. So yes, Krishna consciousness can affect everybody. But when you sing in essence what it is, it's not that cheap. It requires a certain qualification. But everybody can be part of some books. I know. There was days here in Scandinavia where people were running around with books. They were not exactly Buddhist devotees. But it's something you do. You come to Krishna consciousness, and now we have the Shastra Dham program and can sponsor books and all kinds of things. And this we should broadcast this to people. And above all, it was powered by immense wave of excitement and enthusiasm, and that's why people caught up on this. Hey, this is something which makes people very happy, you know. This is exciting here. Wow, there's something really far going on here. Hey, maybe I can be part of that too. This is actually the major element of preaching. People respond emotionally. We always try to bring out the philosophy. Do what? You know? Well, sit down, we will teach you. Well, first there has to be something to teach in, you know. Sorry, but you can't take a bucket and give a lecture, you know. No. You just get the echo coming back. It's a bucket. Some people don't have heads, they have buckets. Instead of a head. So okay, that's completely okay. We fill prasadam in the bucket and this and that. And most of these people, they respond, you know, to the atmosphere. It's as simple as that. Basically, we all join because of that. I joined because of that. I never saw such a bunch of happy people in my life. Then I was thinking, there must be something here. What is it? Yeah. So we have the right to be happy because we are on the right side, not on the Hiranyakashipu side. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.